Let's watch what happened to Team Crafted
Crafted
members. Let's try it. Let's try it.
It was one of the first and most memorable YouTuber groups in the Minecraft space before it disbanded in 2014. Creators like Sunday, SkyDoesMinecraft, Beijing Canadian, and others all went their separate ways following the...
Okay, okay, I want to see how much I get. Sunday stayed true to kids content, and it was like a little cringe, but also like it's kind of hypocritical for me to say it's cringe, because it's just like he realized he was a kids entertainer and stayed like consistent. Although I think he did take a little pivot into like being super Christian and like really pushing it towards the end. I don't know. SkyDoesMinecraft obviously struggled with bipolar extremely and medications and like schizophrenia and shit, and was an abuser. Sorcero, whatever his name is, I don't know his whole story. I think he just kind of left early. Beijing Canadian, I think, stayed based. I think the rest stayed based. Mudkip did go back. No, I think the frog guy did some shit. I forget what the frog guy did. Let's just watch this.
Team Crafted was one of the first and most memorable YouTuber groups in the Minecraft space before it disbanded in 2014. Creators like Sunday, SkyDoesMinecraft, Beijing Canadian, and others all went their separate ways following the end of the gang. But why did most of them disappear, and how did one of these members become one of the evilest abusers the Minecraft community has ever seen? Well, it's time to find out. Let's start with the group's founder, Tyler, or Deadlocks.
I would love like a proper in-depth interview with like damn sources. Wow. Dude, the sky thing is just goes on for so long. I would love like an in-depth conversation, like interview with like one of these guys who didn't go nuts, you know, about like what it was like, because like they didn't fucking know what they were getting into. I feel like, okay, who are the popular pedos, or what Minecraft YouTubers went crazy? SkyDoesMinecraft. I feel like the most successful ones weren't pedos, but there were lots of pedos. Tobuscus went nuts. Who else? I think popular MMOs went a little crazy.
Sky in 2012, Ty came up with a brilliant idea. He wanted to create a group chock full of some of the most iconic Minecraft YouTubers from that era, and he did just that. Along with Sky's help, Deadlocks pulled off something practically unheard of at the time, and formed Team Crafted, which had 9 members at its peak. The following year, in late 2013, the Minecrafters started making content together on the group channel, but unfortunately this wouldn't last very long. By March 2014...
Dude, they had a group channel. That's crazy. They had a group channel? I forgot they had a group channel. Dude, fuck Turkey Tom. I don't know anything about Turkey Tom, but they had a group channel. Did Slamicow animate this? Who animated this? Oh no, they got Blue Monkey on. Right. Dude, what's on the Team Crafted website? Probably a virus. Let's keep it a buck. Oh, it's just not being run anymore. Team Crafted channel. Damn, it got obliterated. Holy. When's the last time? Because Sky, as of like a year or 2 ago, was trying to sell the channel, if I remember correctly. Yeah. He posted like a video after this that like got shit on, and so he deleted it. He like does live streams though, doesn't he? Live daily on Nobody's Live. Right. Dude, he still does it? What the fuck? What the fuck? And this is probably the old gaming channel, right? I wish I could see how many views these get. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. What is it? Social Blade? No, he gets like 1,000 views a day. It's not that much. Does he upload shorts? No.
Numerous creators, including Tyler, left Team Crafted for one reason or another. In Deadlocks' case, he abandoned the group because he was disappointed with the corporate direction the team's manager was pushing them toward, which clashed with his original vision for
What was the manager? What was the manager? Team Crafted. Because the manager was also a fucker, right? Team Crafted manager. Didn't like the approach of Matt Michelson. Who? Because who was it? Wasn't it the Fitz manager who did like a lot of, what was it, Ryan P? He was like a fucker, right? He came out as being a fucker, which like, I don't know who anyone was, if anyone was surprised, because I wasn't. He was like this guy who like kept being a self-insert to like Misfits and all this shit. I think he ended up being a fucker. Ryan sexually assaulted several people, including Misfits members. Okay. I mean, like, look, I always got bad vibes, but not like this level of bad vibes. Also, I realize that being someone who's like, yeah, I could tell the whole time is very belittling to the lived experiences of the victims.
Crafted. Despite his departure, Ty continued uploading Minecraft videos to his channel and often collaborated with the Team Crafted members. However, sometime in
Dude, this video, this gameplay of the three of them playing the Mario Bodil 40 PvP map was just generational. I remember always coming back and watching this shit. This was crazy.
2017 or 18, Deadlock's channel and content vanished into thin air. But thankfully, this wouldn't be the last we would see of Ty. In September 2018, Deadlock's returned to YouTube and began posting Fortnite videos on a new channel. Around this time, Ty also met Mr. Top 5, a prominent Fortnite YouTuber, and started frequently appearing in his videos. Additionally,
is this the guy that's also from Ludwig's hometown? Mr. Top 5? I think so.
The one YouTuber I hate is called Mr. Top 5. Okay, hate's a little far, but they are my arch rival. Why? Well, let me give you some context. I grew up in New Hampshire, which is a really small state that you probably can't find on a map. I grew up in a smaller town in New Hampshire called Hollis, with less than 10,000 people who live there. Now, when I left Hollis, I thought I'd be the most successful YouTuber who grew up in that town. And I was, until Fortnite came out. And one kid from Hollis, New Hampshire grew up to be a successful Fortnite YouTuber with more subscribers than me.
Hollis, New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure there was some other guy. It might have been Mr. Top 5. Maybe he was out of his high school? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Deadlock's began editing for him and became his content manager. At some point after his return in 2019,
Dude, there was a YouTuber I used to watch a ton when I was younger, who I found out like a few years ago is like now like a content manager for Mr. Beast. He was Hoodie Panda. I wouldn't be surprised if some of his old videos are still up. Although maybe he rebranded to Hoodie Sean. Yeah, this guy, Hoodie Panda.
Hello and welcome, I'm Emily. Today we're going to be...
The barber, Hoodie Panda. Oh, he rebranded to Hoodie, and he deleted all of his shit. Whoa. I used to watch him a ton. Play like fucking Yandere Simulator. And what was that game? Facade. It's the couple who's cheating on each other, and you like go in and it could like kind of understand through voice recognition what you were saying to it.
Released a video explaining what had happened to his Minecraft channel. He stated he had partnered with a company and that the account now had new owners. They've renamed the channel Plot Twist, where they post my 600-pound life content.
Really? Do they still do that? Dude, the concept of buying a YouTube channel to upload some different shit is never not crazy to me. Because it's like, it won't work. That's not how the algorithms work. Plot Twist. No. It's just not how the algorithm works. If there's such like the reason you would buy it would be because of the same following, but the same following wouldn't watch fucking my 600-pound life.
His other former channel, Deadlocks vs. Gaming, met a similar fate as he gave it to someone who rebranded it to Lock Trends. Their content is almost identical to Plot Twist, which makes me think the same individuals might run both accounts. Regardless, as of the time of writing, Ty only uploads Fortnite content to a channel that Mr. Top 5 handed him a month ago.
Damn, got a good number of subs, but I guess if it's from Mr. Top 5, then whatever. The concept of handing a channel, it just doesn't make sense. That's not how the algorithms work. You have to build it from nothing. It's hard, but that's how it has to be.
Aside from this, Deadlockson frequently uses Twitter and Instagram. He also has a wife and 3 daughters. Dakota,
cute.
better known as Kermit Plays Minecraft, joined Team Crafted at the same time as Husky Mudkips and Seto Sorcerer, but eventually departed in June 2013. Kermit uploaded a video several months later on March 20th, 2014, addressing why he left the group. Dakota stated he drifted apart from the gang after having a few minor disagreements, and once he officially exited Team Crafted,
Dude, that was a clean transition.
2014, addressing why he left the group. Dakota stated he drifted apart from the gang
That's
after having a
this
few
is a clean
minor
transition.
disagreements, and once he
Except for that
officially
shadow,
exited Team
but
Crafted, the boys stopped playing with him entirely. Unfortunately, his leave had an overwhelming...
oh, Basher was a pedophile, wasn't he? Basher was a pedophile. Didn't Basher die? Isn't Basher dead? I think Basher's dead. Didn't he die? I feel like he died. Toasty? Oh, he rebranded to Toasty. I think he died. Didn't he die? I think he died. Privatized every single one. He changed it to Toasty. Is he still uploading? No. Good. He was a pedo, right? I think he was a pedo. Yeah, he did die. Holy shit. Yeah, he died from COVID. Dude, he died. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. What is this? Oh, sexting a minor. Okay. Yeah. Not fun. Not good. Yeah, he also dated this girl. Is she still on YouTube? Maybe not. Is she on Twitter? No. Well, yeah, but hold on. Let's look at her. All the links. OnlyFans, Blue Sky. She does have a Twitch stream. All right. Hey, good for her. At least she's still going.
A negative impact on his channel as his views sharply declined. These detrimental circumstances forced Kermit to cut back on his uploads and get a job outside of YouTube. Despite these hardships, Dakota continued posting as much as he could until October 2015. He abandoned his channel for almost 4 years before he returned in June 2019 and then left again that same month after a handful of streams on the Cube SMP. Kermit hasn't made content since then, but he last tweeted in September 2023 and somewhat regularly uses Instagram. Additionally, he has a son and girlfriend. Jason,
Nice.
also known as Minecraft Universe or TrueMoo, was another
Dude,
teen
I'm a
girlfriend.
fan of these fucking
Jason,
transitions.
also known as Minecraft Universe or TrueMoo, was another of Team Crafted's initial members who left the group at an unknown time and for uncertain reasons. After abandoning the squad, Jason kept uploading Minecraft videos to his channel until October
I think his channel got bought, right? And then he like killed it, and then he maybe came back, I think.
2016
And then I think he sold it again.
before disappearing for over 2 years. TrueMoo came back for a brief period in June 2019 and departed again at the end of the month. Interestingly, aside from Minecraft content, Jason posted a music track during this time, which he hadn't done in years. Apart from creating videos, Jason thoroughly enjoyed making music, and it looked like his love for YouTube was fading away as he left the platform again for almost 3 years. He returned in May 2022 with a short 13-second long video where he hyped up his comeback. However, after this video, we wouldn't see a new upload from Jason until September when he posted a trailer for an animated series named The Adventures of TrueMoo. He uploaded 8 episodes of the show, but sadly, these all flopped.
Bro,
and
yeah,
viewers
that's not good.
speculated that Jason wasn't even running the channel anymore.
Yeah.
What made this speculation even worse and convinced fans that Jason wasn't behind these uploads was that the person operating the account re-uploaded some of Jason's old content as throwback videos.
That's
Whoever
really
control-
funny. That's really funny. Just being like, yo, here's some of the same shit again. That's really funny.
The channel caught wind of these theories and denied them, stating they were Jason. However, this denial was useless as everyone was sure Jason no longer owned Minecraft Universe. Unfortunately, there's no definitive evidence to prove that he sold the channel, but whatever the case may be, Jason hasn't done anything on YouTube in years. You'll now find him on Instagram under the alias 50Rock, where he shows off all his phenomenal visual effects work from numerous prominent music artists like Snot and Lyrical Lemonade.
Damn. So that Post Malone connection fucking stayed true after all. It is crazy how all these guys just knew Post Malone before Post Malone was famous. Like, that's just wild.
He also tried selling NFTs in 2021, back when those were a thing, but we don't talk about that. Also, if you hate NFTs, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Husky Mudkips, or Quentin, was the 5th YouTuber to join Team Crafted, who dropped out of the group in March 2014. On the 7th, he tweeted about his departure. "I love Team Crafted and it has been one of the best experiences of my life, but I need to go my own way. We will still be recording together." After he left, Quentin kept regularly making Minecraft content on his channel until April 2015, when his uploads came to a screeching halt. However, Husky surprisingly returned to the platform in January 2018, but not in the way you'd expect. There was no new Minecraft or update video. Instead, Quentin posted a song under his new name, Dr. Q, titled Too Much.
Right. He came back for music, and then he started doing shit with SkyDoesMinecraft again. Because Sky was making music at the time. Right.
Left a pinned comment on the video clarifying the switch in content. "I used to be Husky Mudkips. I've moved on to music now. I'm still the same dude. I just do different stuff now." The audience is
It's funny to keep the Mudkip skin, though, as your profile picture.
to this shift was divisive. Some supported Husky's new endeavors, while others were less than thrilled with the change.
I mean, like, I think the people being babies about this are being babies. Straight up. Like, yeah, people are gonna move on. Just because it was that crucial of a thing for your childhood, it's like, whatever, man. It's not like they're saying they hated it, that it was a waste of time. They don't do it anymore. Because probably you wouldn't watch it anymore, let's be honest.
Many were displeased that Quentin had taken down all his old videos, but luckily he eventually made them public again.
Yeah, like
2
that's
months later,
better.
Husky uploaded another song before going inactive again for over a year. Viewers would see a new video from Quentin in July 2019.
Bro,
when he
that's what he looks like? I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that.
started his Life After YouTube vlog series. Across 19 episodes, Husky documented his post-YouTube life and opened up about his struggles with depression, anxiety, and alcoholism. Quentin uploaded the final vlog in this series on April 29th, 2020, reflecting on 200 days of sobriety, which is a monumental feat.
That's neat. Ooh, started COVID. I hope for his sake he kept it up. No, this is the kind of progression that's dope. I love this shit. I love this shit.
Additionally, Husky would consistently stream until July 2020, when he permanently abandoned his channel. He'd continue uploading on his
Really?
Dr. Q account until December 2020 before leaving YouTube forever. As of writing, Quentin primarily uses Twitter to repost tweets and posted a photo with his brother on Instagram a month ago.
Damn! Look at him. He lost a lot of weight. Good for him. Holy shit. Holy shit. P.S. If any old creator homies want to play something and kick it or need a recording buddy, hit me up. I don't intend to record game again, but I'd love to play with some buds. Whoa, look at him. He looks good. I mean, realistically, probably the Zempic, but 2024. 50-50.
SF joined Team Crafted along with Beijing Canadian after Sky persuaded them to join the group and was one of the last members to leave in late March 2014. The motive behind his departure is unclear, but Jerome had seemingly earned himself the title of Team Crafted's director and co-owner sometime before he left. After abandoning Team Crafted, Jerome joined a new YouTuber group called The Pack, consisting of Vicstar, Preston Plays, Lachlan, Mr. Woofles, and Bajan. They mostly made Minecraft content together and eventually took a years-long hiatus before returning in June 2023. Nonetheless, unlike the previous members, Jerome remains active on all his social media except Twitch, as he streams on YouTube instead. Aside from his main Minecraft channel, Jerome frequently uploads to 3 other channels.
Damn.
Outside of content creation, Jerome runs a merchandising business and has written some books. Ian, better known as
I
runs a
fucking read
merchandising business and has written some.
I read this book. I think it was this book. It was not the greatest. It was pretty unimpressive.
books. Ian, better known as Sunday, joined Team Crafted as one of its.
I mean, that seems like kind of like the healthiest. If you're not gonna give up on it, if you're gonna stay true and consistent to Minecraft and your Minecraft following, then like that's the healthiest way of doing it. So whatever. Hopefully he's living the good life. Living La Vida Loca.
final members and left at an unspecified time without ever explaining why he exited the group. Following his departure, Sunday began recording with Lancey Poo and ultimately stopped playing with him after they fell out. Ian then started collaborating with Craner, and the two often gamed together for a few years.
Wait, who the fuck was Lancey? I forgot about Lancey. Who the fuck? I vaguely remember this guy. Man, he did this stuff a while ago. Holy. Yeah, Sunday then moved to Craner, but then it was like, he would like pick up on these like sidekicks and then just like drop them once they started to do shit with other people, it seemed like. Because like I know the Craner story a tiny bit better, and it was like he started doing things with other people. It also kind of seemed like the relationship was a little bit weird, but also like, to be fair, a lot of it's probably just like online characters that they're playing for like the videos.
Before going their separate ways. Currently, Sunday is a variety gaming channel as he mainly posts Among Us, Roblox, Fortnite, and Minecraft content. He's got a new friend group and is doing very well for himself, with over 23 million subscribers.
Okay, he has 23 million, but that's because he only gains. He just picks up on kids. There's also the hilarious fucking thing of what is it? Damn, he's at 25 mil now?
They think these vaults.
Holy shit, he actually gets views. I guess he's just being a kid's content creator, but like, I don't know. Using max luck in the lava brain rot event. Roblox, build a brain rot. I took over the Among Us map. This is just Risk, but on the Among Us map. That's kind of funny. Damn, and he still has the old Team Crafted profile picture. That's crazy. What was I gonna say? Oh, there's the clip of the Always Sunny pod. Glenn Howerton Sunday.
I also just don't like the manufactured enthusiasm.
Yes.
He's like, that's that guy. That's Sunday. Sorry about that.
It's so funny. What is that from? It's such a funny clip.
Because they're fighting, or it's like screaming because they're playing annoying characters that they play.
Or it's the YouTube guy. The YouTube guy. That guy.
Should we call him out?
I don't know his name.
Sunday.
Sunday. Oof.
Hey, buddy.
They love him.
Hey, buddy.
They love
It's
him.
so funny that people who make this like exceptionally famous and popular television show have such a personal beef with a fucking 40-year-old Minecraft YouTuber.
Go fuck yourself.
Careful. He's the Pied Piper, but I'll tell you, he could probably get your kids to do anything.
I also just don't like the manufactured enthusiasm.
Yes.
He's like,
It's like he's doing a fucking Morty from Rick and Morty or Justin Roiland or something. It's so funny.
Yes.
like, that's that guy. That's Sunday. Sorry about that.
Exactly
Rob and I
The guys
both had
had
to take off our headsets,
good
and
Megan.
I feel like a few people probably stopped listening to the podcast. But that was good. That's what's annoying about it. That's what's annoying about it.
That is literally what he sounds. Have you watched this guy, Sunday?
No.
Sundee. Look him up. He's the most fucking annoying man on the planet.
I'm not gonna look
Fuck him.
I'm not gonna look him up.
Fucking ruining my kids, you fucking
Guys,
dickhead.
do I come in hot?
It's so funny.
And hundreds of thousands or millions of views per upload. Ian also runs a successful reaction channel and has a family.
Oh, God.
Seto Sorcerer was the 4th creator to join Team Crafted and was the
I remember Seto. Okay, holy shit. Most of this video is probably about SkyDoesMinecraft, right? I mean, I'll watch it, even though I don't. I'm pretty up to date on SkyDoesMinecraft, but I remember Seto leaving. There was like a brief drama at the time, and I remember being vaguely aware of it at the time, but like not really understanding.
the only member to get kicked out of the group.
Yeah.
In August 2013, Bajan requested a meeting with all of Team Crafted to discuss Seto's removal from the group. The boys
Wait,
hopped
the
on a
fuck?
Skype call and most voted to kick Seto, with only one exception. Deadlocks voted in favor of Seto and wanted him to remain in Team Crafted, but Ty's single vote wasn't enough to save him. This decision marked the end of Seto's time with the gang and negatively impacted his life. However, this all occurred behind the scenes, and the audience was mostly unaware of the situation, aside from some speculation, until December when Seto dropped a tell-all video after months of radio silence, where he revealed many damning details. He confirmed the rumors and stated he was no longer part of Team Crafted. Seto claimed the group saw him as an impediment to the team's growth as a business, since he was a smaller creator and a faceless one at that.
Really? Dude, what the hell? That's crazy thinking back. To be that cold-blooded with it? That's crazy. It's probably his most popular of all time. Is it? No. Maybe he deleted it. If it's still up, I'd kind of want to watch it. Hour-long video about leaving YouTube. That's some fucking commitment.
Which meant he couldn't attend any in real-life events or meetings with advertisers. It also meant he couldn't appear on any skits or vlogs. He continued by saying the boys mentioned his commentary style was too serious for the team, and didn't blend well with the comedic format they wanted. Seto said he fell into a deep depression and—
Bro, okay. I understand from a business perspective thinking that. I understand that. However, I think it's kind of short-sighted. Because I think there's a lot of people who, like, creators who they are valued a lot for their more seriousness, even if they were appealing more to kids. Like Dan TDM was a bit more serious. Who else? I mean, like PSJ, Stampy, I think, like Woody's Gamertag, all these kinds of people. They were a bit more serious, but it was like they, if anything, left a stronger impression rather than just being mindless fucking slop to consume.
Lost countless hours of sleep over this entire ordeal. Additionally, he felt his removal was unfair and stated the team booted him off without warning, unlike Kermit. He concluded the video by stating he would—
I already forgot. Why did they boot Kermit? Why did they boot Kermit? I already forgot. Kermit just kind of left, right? Hold on. 10:38.
And once he officially exited Team Crafted—
oh, he had some
stopped
disagreements with him. Right.
off without warning, unlike Kermit. He concluded the video by stating he wouldn't return to Team Crafted and hadn't heard
Bro, fucking what quality video is this? Negative 80p? Good God.
from them except for deadlocks in months. Once Seto released the video, Beijing wrote a brief twit longer that shed light on—
Bro, a twit longer in 2013 is so funny. All right, hold on. Let's read this. Hey dudes, at Seto Sorcerer, not going to get into too much detail. With that said, I'd like to remind you two that there are two sides to every story. Information from Seto's video posted earlier today should be taken with a grain of salt. I didn't have a chance to watch it myself before it was removed. Oh, so it did get removed. But from what I've gathered, the information wasn't entirely accurate. Yes, it was my suggestion to remove Seto from Team Crafted, but the decision was unanimous. Yes, I also spoke to Seto one-on-one for quite some time, explaining why we thought it was the best decision for the team and how it would have little to no impact on his channel and life. Okay, well, that's not true. That's a lie, because you stopped collabing with him as much, so it did have an impact on his channel. Some of our goals involve attending events, shooting skits, and getting involved in person, not just Minecraft. Something Seto was adamant he would not do for personal reasons. Okay, so then it's, again, more understandable kicking him. His goals were to make videos for fun with his friends, which is something we all highly value and agree with, which would not be affected by being officially in Team Crafted, but it did. We talked about a few other issues that are irrelevant from the subject, and it would be purposeless to shed light on them. Then why bring them up, other than to just like implicitly throw shade? After those conversations, we all got together as a group and honorably discharged Seto from the team on very good terms. Keep in mind this happened several months ago, and as far as I knew, we were and still are friends. I've got nothing against Seto, love the guy, he's super nice. Again, I have not seen the video and it has now been removed, so I won't have the chance to know exactly what's said. Bottom line is, there is no hate, no distaste, bad blood, or anything on my end. Like I said, Seto is an awesome guy and a friend, wish nothing but the best. Okay, a little bit fake, but honestly a good PR answer
on the situation and presented new information that conflicted with what Seto had claimed. Apart from Beijing, Sky also published a statement on their Tumblr detailing their version of events. They shared much of the same information, but most importantly, they revealed that Deadlocks had voted in favor of Seto's removal from Team Crafted. Sky also said they had contacted Seto to record together, but he ghosted them. It's important to note that Seto took the video down before Beijing and Sky made their statements, likely likely to avoid causing more controversy than he had already unintentionally caused. It seemed like Seto made this video to vent about his former friends' decisions that left him with a looming feeling of betrayal, and it especially hurt him because Seto thought of Team Crafted as his first ever real friend group. I don't think he ever intended to stir the pots or cancel anyone, but that's unfortunately what happened. Fans began relentlessly going after Bajan, Sky, and the other members for ousting Seto. To make matters worse, Seto put out a statement indirectly aimed at Sky, who was once his good friend. To a friend,
this is for you. I knew this day would eventually come as I have been feeling tension between us over the last few months. It was made clear to me that August day and more recent yesterday that there was no way in saving our friendship. Sorry things had to end this way after knowing you for over 4 years. We have had our ups and downs and now officially hit rock bottom. I will always remember the good times during the RuneScape days and your early Minecraft days prior to you blowing up on YouTube. I miss that side of you, where you would call just for fun and to talk. I remember you popping into my first live stream I had on my channel last year in July. Even though it was for a few minutes, I felt that you still had interest in me as a friend. We would randomly call with Ty and do guess that tune and where we would play random songs. Maybe someday in the distant future we will meet and cross paths again. Till then, stay safe, my old friend. Okay, so this is very much, there was likely some politics behind what happened here, but it seems like this is very much someone taking this personally, which is understandable in the given situation, and responding emotionally, which is understandable in the given situation.
But I have seen you change for the worse in the last few months. I don't even recognize you anymore. We had a few interventions to help you get on the right path. The person...
Well, that's indicative of some shit in the future. That's foreshadowing. That's a narrative device.
The person I once knew last year had changed. I'm very saddened about the whole thing. There were some words said in that August call that cut deeper than any blade. I never knew words could cut so deep. It has been a long time since I experienced pain from words alone, but what is done is done. You have shown me the truth that absolute power corrupts absolutely. I do feel sorry for what you have become over the last few months, and I truly hope you realize your errors and go back to the way things were last year. I know more than I should about your life, and I urge you to stop before you meet a premature end. Please, for everyone's sake, stop with the recklessness. It's not safe or healthy.
This is really foreshadowing. Holy shit.
And how you want to go about your life. If this is truly the path you want to take...
I wonder if just they became close friends from RuneScape originally, because that's what they're kind of talking about. Because Sky knew who? Sky knew him and Hank Venom from RuneScape. And so I wonder if just because they were close, Seto kind of got an early access of what's to come.
Then all I can do is wish for the best in your endeavors. Maybe someday in the distant future we will meet and cross paths again. Till then, stay safe, my old friend. Months later, Seto made up with some of the Team Crafted members after they apologized to him for their wrongdoings, thus ending the drama. After his time in the group ended, Seto continued actively posting Minecraft videos until June 2014 before vanishing for 3.5 years. He returned in December 2017 with an hour-long update video where he cited anxiety, depression, and prolonged stomach issues as the main reasons for his hiatus. Seto also apologized to the Team Crafted boys for how he handled the situation. He was especially apologetic to Sky for how he treated them during that era and said they should stay as former friends. Upon his return, he started uploading Minecraft, RuneScape, Portal 2, Overwatch, and Fortnite content. Some of these videos even feature deadlocks, but sadly, most of Seto's audience had left him at this point, as is evident by the incredibly low view counts. However, Seto's poor channel performance didn't seem to deter him, and he kept posting until August 2019 before disappearing again for a year. He returned with another hour-long update video in August 2020, where he admitted his small viewership took a toll on his motivation to keep making videos. Additionally, Seto didn't know which direction to take his channel in, and ultimately abandoned YouTube after failing to create a solid game plan when his initial one failed. He also mentioned he wasn't sure if he would continue making videos or only stream on Twitch, which he had been doing while he was gone from YouTube. Seto eventually decided to return to the platform and also stream on Twitch. Unfortunately, his comeback was short-lived, as he only posted a few videos in 2021 and then forever abandoned the Seto Sorcerer channel, signaling the end of an era. While he may have left his main channel, Seto is still somewhat active online.
Oh?
He occasionally streams on Twitch and uploads the stream VODs to his second channel. Seto
Yo.
also uses Twitter. Mitch, better known as Beijing Canadian, joined Team Crafted with Jerome, as previously mentioned. He was also one of the last creators to depart from the group. Many fans blamed Mitch for the team's eventual downfall, as he played a major role in Team Crafted's commercialization. Additionally, Beijing's part in expelling Seto didn't do him any favors, since many viewers turned against him when the news broke. While researching, I stumbled upon something many may not know about. On December 8th, 2013, Mitch uploaded a video indirectly addressing the Seto controversy and invited viewers to mass dislike the video. The fans took
Really?
his word to heart and dropped over 51,000 dislikes. His
Wait, what?
you may not know about. On December 8th, 2013, Mitch uploaded a video indirectly addressing the Seto controversy and invited viewers to mass dislike the video.
Wait, so Bayesian invited his fans to dislike the video. Why?
The fans took his word to heart and dropped over 51,000 dislikes.
Okay, this is
his
the
attitude in this
estimation
video
tool.
felt very immature and disrespectful towards Seto, which people hated. However, after this upload, only a little more came from the scandal, and it eventually died down. It's unknown if Mitch was among those who apologized to Seto, but I sure hope he did. Regardless, when Beijing left Team Crafted, he continued frequently posting Minecraft videos to his channel. He also joined the pack soon after he departed from the group. While this is all fine and dandy, there was
I mean, him and Jerome did shit for a long time after, right? I think so, because they were always doing Hunger Games together, and they kept doing that for a while.
one problem. Over the years, Mitch's viewership slowly but steadily declined. At one point, Beijing was on top of the world with hundreds of thousands or millions of views per video without fail, and only a few short years later, he could barely pull 100,000. Mitch addressed his downfall in an October
Dude, oh my god. Ugh, how miserable getting 10k views on a video. Oh god, I would kill myself.
2016 video titled "My Channel is Dead." In it, he shared his thoughts about the state of his channel and answered some of the viewers' common questions or concerns. Additionally, he discussed his plans for the channel and seemed optimistic about the future. Unfortunately, this optimism could only take him so far as his channel continued declining. Beijing's relentless motivation allowed him to keep uploading until late 2020 before leaving YouTube for over a year. At one point, he took down all his old content except the music videos, but eventually reinstated everything. He briefly returned in 2022 for a month before forever abandoning.
I feel like the only people, the meta, if you got big at this time, is to mature with the audience. That's the meta. That's the best way to do it. You need to mature with the audience so that you hold on to it, because there's a surplus of viewers, there's a huge surge in viewers, and you don't want to lose those viewers. And so the way you do that is by adapting with them. And so in some ways that's maturing and changing the content that you're making, but also the emotional maturity. And I think realizing, like that famous Dan TDM quote of like, you guys are like grown up now as well, or whatever. And it's like, that's part of it. The only person who is really able to get away with not is Sunday, it seems like.
Abandoning YouTube. Or so we thought. Many of you watching may not know that Mitch never stopped making content in the first place. Instead, he ditched the Beijing Canadian persona and is now known as Sunny. He runs a few gaming channels with
Really?
his friend Melon. The biggest one is Sunny and Melon, a Roblox channel with 1,300,000 subscribers. The channels are all doing very well, so we'll probably never see Mitch make content on the Beijing Canadian account again, which is a bit heartbreaking to admit. However, I'm glad he's still making videos and is very successful. We've now reached the final
Yeah.
Team Crafted member, who happens to be one of the most heinous individuals in the Minecraft community. Adam, also known as SkyDoesMinecraft, was there from Team Crafted's
Adam, aka Sky, aka Nobody, aka Net Nobody, aka I think they had another name at some point.
Exception until they left in early March 2014 when the group's catastrophic decline began. Like Deadlocks, Adam departed because of the team's commercialization, which they were heavily against. Once they abandoned
fucking
the game,
Cap, dude. I call the fattest Cap that's why Sky left. The fattest Cap. No way. No way. Based on everything that Sky did later on, fucking Cap.
Sky kept consistently posting Minecraft videos.
Because Sky went on to become the most commercial Minecrafter. Like for a solid period of time.
To their channel, and their departure from Team Crafted seemingly had little to no impact on their success. However, in only a few short years, everything would take a drastic turn for the worse for Adam and their career. Once Sky exited Team Crafted, they were left with a burning desire to be part of another group like it, one they would own this time around. They created Sky Media, a production company that housed many YouTube channels, some of which were Adam's and others belonged to the creators that worked for Sky Media. They had over a
It is crazy how he fucking like owned these other people's channels. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Not to be all woke, not to be the friend that's too woke, but like if you're gonna have like people creating their own empire business that is like they're their own entertainment empire, entertainment business, and like a big factor of it is their individual brands and they don't own them, that's bananas to me, dude.
Company that housed many YouTube channels, some of which were Adam's and others belonged to the creators that worked for Sky Media. They had over a dozen employees and even partnered with Google in November 2015. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, as the business had countless problems behind the scenes that we wouldn't learn about until many years later. Apart from...
So let's think. It was like half, this isn't equal parts, but like there's the shit with Jinbop being a pedo, obviously. And then what? Then everything Sky did? Was there anything else? Not that I can think of. I don't know.
Sky Media, Adam experienced many changes and difficulties in their online and offline life. One of the biggest ones involved their bread and butter. After years of primarily making Minecraft content, in July 2017, Sky posted a video with some important announcements. First and foremost, Adam stated they'd stop making Minecraft videos and quit the SkyDoesMinecraft channel altogether to turn it into a community channel. Sky would upload their fans' content to the channel so they could have an opportunity to grow their viewership and earn some revenue. However, this decision didn't mean Adam was done with YouTube.
It didn't even
Instead,
happen.
they'd now upload content to their new channel, Net Nobody. These videos would target an older audience as Adam no longer wanted to make kid-friendly content. More importantly, Sky said they'd be making music on their new channel, which played a significant role in their online presence from here on out. Around this time,
Sky's a really sad story because it's like, it's very clearly someone who struggles with probably bipolar and schizophrenia, but who lets it take them over. There's a difference between struggling with these things and like trying to like actively fight against it and like actively being like, hey, I realize that this is something, that this is a condition or whatever, and I do my best to try to make up for it. And I think it's weird to phrase it as like they're a victim in that sense because that's like a little bit odd, but it's like he is certainly not a victim. I mean, he is a victim, but he allows himself to be a victim. He never fought against it, seemingly. He never really was like, made an effort to, you know, not let his delusions affect other people. Not let his mood swings affect other people. I don't know. I guess in a sense then really narcissistic, because not as much concerned about the plight of others in a way.
Adam also faced severe issues with Elisa, their ex-girlfriend and the mother of their son, Mason. After their second breakup, Sky accused Elisa of repeatedly cheating on them in addition to being physically and mentally abusive towards them. Worst of all, Elisa had full custody of Mason and wouldn't allow Adam to see him often. They saw each other so infrequently that at one point, Mason couldn't even recognize his father. Expectedly, this tragic reality weighed heavily on Sky, and they were determined to do
like straight up, I don't know, man, because I remember as a kid watching this and being like, yeah, fuck her, yeah, fuck her. How could she do that? That's fucked up. And I think, like, with my own things, being, like, kind of sympathizing with the idea of someone being separated from their dad. But, of course, like the courts made the right decision here, like, by and large. What they chose to do was probably the good thing. And, like, they definitely knew more about the matter than we did in the public, because we only got one side of things, naturally.
Anything to change it. And here's where their music comes into play. In August 2017...
Dude, the whole shit with his, like, fucking beef with KSI was crazy. Because I was, like, so sky-pilled that I was like, no, dude, it was actually so forward-thinking of him and actually really smart of him. And he is, like, actually thought ahead. But you look back and it's just, like, schizophrenic ramblings. Really. It's just like the ramblings of someone who just desperately needs meds.
And Sky started a Twitter feud with KSI through some tweets, taking shots at him, and KSI fired back. However, this beef wasn't limited to Twitter, as Adam soon dropped a diss track on him titled Diss Track Ed, which KSI reacted to in a video some days after its release. In this reaction, KSI promised to clap back with a diss track, and he eventually did. But before that, KSI got a hold of Adam's leaked follow-up diss track and reacted to it in another video with his brother. The two spent 8 minutes dunking on it, and JJ assured the viewers that his diss track would end Adam. KSI dropped that deadly track on September 8th, where he called Adam an abuser and a horrible dad, even making accusations of physical abuse. JJ also had Elisa appear in the music video, only to rub more salt into Sky's wound. That same day, Adam released...
This was like looking back, this is very much the kind of diss track trend trying to become like the real rap hip-hop beefs. Like, I wasn't really aware of the rap hip-hop beefs at the time because I was like fucking 12. But like in the same way that, you know, leaking Adonis with Pusha T and Drake, and how Kendrick, you know, said there's another kid out there. It was that. And I guess it's only aged well over time. Because at the time, it, at least to me, who was very much manipulated into the SkyDoesMinecraft sphere, I was like, shit corny. But it's like, no, all these allegations kind of really held up.
Their second diss track, Bend the Knee. While the track itself wasn't anything overly remarkable, Adam's revelation at the end of the video was earth-shattering. They said they started the controversy with KSI and made the diss tracks to win custody of their son. Adam wanted KSI to respond, as they knew he would pull Elisa into the drama so she could tell him lies, which he would use in his diss track. Adam could then use the diss track as evidence of defamation in courts and turn the tide in their favor. This move from Adam was incredibly unexpected and left everyone shocked. Even KSI couldn't wrap his head around this galaxy brain play. But it worked out in the long run, as Adam played JJ and Elisa like fiddles and eventually gained partial custody of Mason. A happy ending, right? Yeah.
Dude. A happy ending, right? It's so unfortunate looking back. I mean, I guess probably the shit that came out, Elisa probably has full custody again, I would think, but oof.
Yeah, I wish. You see, Adam wasn't the picture-perfect father or person we all thought they were, and it turns out KSI, love him or hate him, was spitting straight facts. Allegedly. We'd learn of the horrifying truth years later on January 23rd, 2022. On this fateful day, Elizabeth, another of Adam's exes and the mother of their daughter, Delilah, took to Twitter and posted a damning expose.
Dude, the day this dropped was crazy. Truly buck wild. The day this dropped and then all the other allegations came out, that was just a fucking day of reckoning, dude. Crazy. It was also the same time that, like, what, the Matt Watson Cube SMP or whatever it was called launched. It was just like, what the fuck, dude? And it was one where there was just like so many allegations from different people all corroborating or like telling similar stories that it was like, ooh, there is like no shadow of a doubt here. And it was also in so much detail as well. Oh God, it was truly heart-wrenching reading it through, I remember.
where she made numerous allegations of abuse, assault, and other reprehensible actions. I'd like to issue a trigger warning for those sensitive to these heavy subjects. Please feel free to skip this section of the video, I fully understand. Take care of yourself. Elizabeth details situations in this document that no one should ever go through. I'm so sorry she had to deal with all this, and I'm appalled I once looked up to this disgusting individual. Without delving too deep into many gut-wrenching events, I'll briefly cover some of the more disturbing ones that highlight Adam's endless depravity. Elizabeth accused Adam of forcing her into pregnancy when she wasn't ready to be a mother, and once they succeeded in doing this, they hardly expressed any excitement. They also forced her into marriage even though she wasn't ready. Adam even offered to purchase Elizabeth's unborn child from her. She claimed Adam would blow all their money on drugs and junk food to the point where they went broke and fell into debt. She said Adam didn't care for Mason and instead had her, Elisa, and their mother do everything. Elizabeth alleged Adam assaulted and sexually harassed numerous women and went as far as to pay them off with hundreds of thousands of dollars so they would keep quiet. Not only that, but she accused them of sending explicit photos to underage girls. Adam also abused Elizabeth's dog, Albert, by forcing him to eat candy and drink Gatorade.
Dude. The dog one. It's just so... God, it's so heart-wrenching. And he's also skipping over some of these things about, like, threatening suicide and shit. And, oh, God.
Also scream at Albert and leave him out in the freezing winter multiple times, which nearly killed him. Adam eventually started making Elizabeth's life even more of a living hell than it already was. They'd prevent her from sleeping and clog the toilet drains to stop her from using the bathroom, which forced Elizabeth to...
It was like, the waddling to the store late at night. God, it was just like they started doing shit, like, just to make them worse. Oh.
Go to the store late at night to use the restroom there. The poor woman wasn't even allowed to shower. One day, Adam punched an amethyst they owned out of anger and cut their knuckle open. Elizabeth cleaned the wound and bandaged it, but Adam took the bandages off and started rubbing their blood on her face and arms. They then began leaving their blood on their home's walls, lizard tanks, and mirrors. Adam also elbowed Elizabeth's belly a few times, and despite this, she still tried to stay calm and love them. Elizabeth rushed Adam to the hospital where they acted aggressively by screaming obscenities and getting violent with the staff and Elizabeth.
He started saying slurs. That was so crazy. Oh, God. Elisa was really just such an angel in all this, looking back. Dude, holy fuck. Oh, God. It's so... I don't know. It's just so heart-wrenching reading this and kind of feeling the pain behind it. And, like... I can't put words to it. Elisa was such an angel looking back, and she didn't deserve any of the shit that she got. And I think she's kind of came out since publicly and said how validating it's been of, like, the sheer amount of people who have come back to her and, like, apologized for their previous treatment. God.
Elizabeth. Adam kicked their feet into Elizabeth's belly and yelled nasty things at her. She was in such immense pain that she believed she was going to miscarry. Once they were let go from the hospital, Adam's behavior heavily worsened, and Elizabeth had to call the authorities for help out of fear that Adam would hurt her or others on a few occasions. Adam also fell into a psychotic state and threatened to murder people, like the roommate.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's so bizarre looking back, how he was just like so adamant about trying to kill Ant Venom. It was so weird. And I remember Ant Venom coming out and being like, what? Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Well, I'll keep watching.
Friends,
see if
and
he
even
mentions
fellow
it.
YouTuber Ant Venom.
Yeah.
Adam's twisted conduct almost brought Elizabeth to self-harm, with the only thing stopping her being her unborn baby. Thankfully, Elizabeth was eventually able to escape this nightmare and gave birth to her daughter far away from Adam. Again, I didn't want to cover everything in depth, and I encourage you to read Elizabeth's statement to get the full context. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your incredible bravery and for sharing your story with us. I hope you and your daughter are safe and doing well. The release of Elizabeth's document gave others the courage to follow in her footsteps and share their story.
It's so heart-wrenching. I guess I forgot, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot about how gut-wrenching it was. There's like few pieces of written media that have like really stuck with me. And this one stuck with me so much that it didn't. But it's like, it's so palpable. I don't know. Maybe I should go back and read it on stream.
Stories of abuse at the hands of Adam. Some of these included former Sky Media employees who extensively detailed the terrible working conditions at the company. One such worker was Tim.tv, who said he almost harmed himself as a result of the persistent...
Oh, wait, he didn't say he almost harmed himself. He said he almost committed suicide. Let's keep it clear here. Let's not reduce this. Also, the way, now that I'm thinking about it, the way that you said that Elizabeth almost did self-harm. Now I'm wondering if, you know...
The anguish and gaslighting he endured while working for Adam. He couldn't even visit his mother after she had a heart attack without having his job held over his head because he had more videos to edit. Absolutely despicable. Mizzen, another editor for Sky Media, published a tweet longer where he shared some of his negative experiences at the company. He described long work days of around 15 to 17 hours and a disgusting and unprofessional work environment. He eventually quit and cut ties with Adam by blocking them on Twitter, greatly upsetting them. Adam began spreading lies and fabrications about Mizzen, which resulted in him receiving constant harassment from their fans. Like Tim, Mizzen reached a breaking point and considered harming himself. He ended the statement, Tim, Mizzen...
Stop fucking saying harming myself. Saying harming yourself is so... reductive. Gross.
Reached a breaking point and considered harming himself. He ended the statement by explaining one of the reasons he never spoke out against Adam. Adam once told him, "No matter if I'm wrong, I will bleed you dry in court from lawyer fees and you will have nothing." Thankfully, Tim and Mizzen escaped that hellhole long ago and seem okay now. Regardless, Adam's exploitative nature wasn't confined to Sky Media, as they also took advantage of young individuals willing to work for the SkyDoesMinecraft channel. Zub0xDebyte worked for Adam for almost...
Is he gonna talk about Jinbop? Because there's also this shit with Jinbop. He like kind of intentionally turned a blind eye to a lot of what Jinbop was doing. And I don't know the full details of what Jinbop was doing, but he was like actually like fully a pedo. Like not even like just like a messaging or sexting or grooming. Like I think he actually, I don't know the full story. I guess you are still an actual pedo for grooming and sexting. But he like, I don't know.
5 years when he was 15 under excruciating circumstances. He stopped sleeping, attending school, and discontinued his social life to work 20 hours daily for them. At one point, Sub was editing 6 videos and making 6 thumbnails a day for Adam, plus 2 monthly animations. Sub and his parents were even willing to move so he could keep working for them, as Adam had made Sub many promises.
Yeah, dude, going back to this, I don't think he's going to talk about it, so I'll pull it up. Going back to here, and then just looking at the comments, it's so funny. Yeah, they're not as funny these days, but I think he got out. Guys, calm down, he's still editing. It takes a while, remember. Things that have happened in my actual life since he got arrested. 2017 to 2019, I got hospitalized and started high school. 2020, COVID. 2021, finished high school and started college. 2022, dropped out of college and went and started a relationship, then got engaged 6 months in. Wow. Started working my first full-time job, got my first place, planning my marriage, going back to college. Got dumped, working on bettering myself as a person, planning on out my own vacation.
What's poppin', Jinbop here. Welcome back to Abzu. Now,
why am I watching this? I don't want to watch this. This is the wrong video. I think he's out of prison. Did he go back in prison? Oh, he had child porn. He was child porn and he was grooming. Sky reacted to this with a tweet of wow. It's sad to say, but he will not be returning soon, at least. Dude, what is on the SkyDoesMinecraft wiki? Disclaimer, this wiki is outdated and does not reflect current information. Because I remember hearing when he got out on Twitter. He was released for good behavior. I mean, only 1 year early, but still, man, crazy.
abruptly ended. Sub claims Adam never thanked or acknowledged him, and they didn't even have the decency to tell him about his dismissal. Sub ends his Twitter thread by stating he's happy he was fired and that Adam would treat those who work for them terribly. They tell Sub they didn't have money to pay them while their channel raked in millions. Aside from ex-employees, Elisa also tweeted about several of Adam's abusive behaviors after years of staying silent. She finally had the opportunity to speak out about Adam's deplorable actions, and you bet she was taking it. One tweet read, "Another repressed memory. At about 6 months pregnant, Adam took my car keys, my phone, my laptop, and left me in our house with no food until they came back home at around 11 p.m. The lake house was miles away from any grocery store or restaurant,
Dude,
otherwise
so
I would have
fucked
walked.
up.
Even if I found somewhere to..."
Did she say took his phone? Or yeah, my phone. It's so crazy. Just like, what? What? And it's all for the idea of like being like an epic troll and just seeing people's reactions, right? But it's so deranged. Especially, he must have something specifically for torturing pregnant women. Because look, at 6 months pregnant, all the shit he did for the other pregnant, for Elizabeth.
Any grocery store or restaurant, otherwise I would have walked. Even if I found somewhere to purchase food, I had no money of my own. I was financially held hostage anytime I disagreed with them. In another tweet, Elisa wrote, "Adam isolated me from my friends and family. I had no one to call and my father was in Mexico. I had no money of my own because Adam was supporting me because I had recently given birth to our son and I wasn't working. They took financial control over everything. Since everyone's been asking, yes, they are also the reason I no longer have access to my old YouTube
bizarre.
channel." 4 days later, Adam's mother angrily texted Elisa, "What is the end result you're looking for here? Adam forced to work a menial job like 7-Eleven or McDonald's? Well, prepare for $25 a month in child support. The SHS will lower the payments to what they'll be able to pay. You'll have to get a job. You destroyed the
destroyed his singing career. Now you've wrecked his life and livelihood." Dude, it's so bad. And it's so obvious now. Because, well, I think the story is, I think his dad was like absent in his life. And he grew up with his mom. But it's just like, so it's clearly his mom was just an enabler to all the behaviors, right? Like, obviously.
Career. Now you've wrecked their life and livelihood. You accuse them of the worst crimes via vigilante justice. No defense, no judge, no jury. Just an angry mob who really doesn't know what went on. But I was there for your bad actions as well as theirs. Grow up and stop using the angry mob to make you feel better. Additionally, former Team Crafted members, Deadlocks and Seto, tweeted about the situation. Deadlock said, "Everyone was so scared of this guy, including myself. Creators spent years being intimidated by them and they lost 99% of their friends throughout their career. Now you guys know why. Scumbag, I'd never be a friend to a guy like that."
But
Seto stated, "I don't know how to
damn.
respond. Half of me wants to put my experiences out, which explains the full story of why I left YouTube in 2014, but the other half wants to just avoid this drama because the anxiety is what caused the stomach-turning pain I had in 2014, which made me leave." Other creators like Gizzy Gaza, The Famous Films, and most importantly, Ant Venom, whose life had been threatened by Adam on multiple occasions, came out with their own stories. Ant Venom wrote about Adam's slow but steady descent into madness in his statement. He also expressed his desire to see Adam better themselves and earn the forgiveness of those they wronged. Once everything came crashing down on them, Adam went radiant.
Dude, Hank Venom is a good fucking person. Let's read this. Whoa, maybe let's not read this. Fuck it, let's read this. I'm starting to write this at 1:15 p.m. ET on January 24th, 2022, and I have to step away at 2 p.m., but I wanted to talk about Adam a little bit, because I have some experience that I would like to let out. I may respond to certain replies if it feels necessary. However, I would like to release this. And then never think about it again. Just so you know, though, I'm doing fine. I have been so jaded by Adam's actions throughout the past few years that the only thing I really felt when the news came out was relief and sympathy for those he negatively affected. I want to thank other creators who have spoken out about their experiences, which has made me feel more comfortable with doing so. I want to preface this by saying that ever since 2013, I have been kept at just outside of arm's reach of Adam, so I was spared from much of what you may have heard from others. This document doesn't get into gruesome detail, so you can feel safe reading this if you are worried about that. I would also like to offer some food for thought. I saw a comment from someone about an unrelated event that happened recently, wherein a commenter said, "People shouldn't put creative creators on a pedestal because we all have flaws and nobody is perfect. I think that's a wise point that I wanted to mention first. I'm in no way excusing what Adam did to those around him, but I feel it's at least important to acknowledge and hope that sick individuals get better, even if you still choose to be critical of their actions. I'm not going to share juicy details either, but I will stand what I said in my initial tweet linked below, that what little I did see from Adam throughout the last year or two falls in line with the post that Liz made about Adam. But again, I've always been kept at just beyond an arm's distance from Adam, so I had no idea things were so bad. Incredibly brave for speaking up. I only ever saw what was going on with Adam through the lens of a phone, but you had to live with that. I hope you get solace from what you deserve. In this doc, I was mentioned for what I did see in video calls. I can vouch for its truth. I have known Adam, aka SkyDoesMinecraft, aka Net Nobody, since 2009, prior to the creation of the SkyDoesMinecraft channel. I was there when Adam was trying to get his channel off the ground, and I coached him a lot through 2012, which is when the SkyDoesMinecraft channel initially blew up. I met Sky when he contacted me, joking about a RuneScape video I had made. Before meeting him, my response would have probably been hostile and defensive, as I took everything way too seriously. But for whatever reason, for the first time in my life, at 19 years old, I took it in stride, and we became great friends. I can't say we were the closest of friends, but we communicated often, all the way through 2012. Myself and Caveman Films even did a fundraiser live stream for him in 2011, linked below, so he could buy a new PC, which he ultimately did, and that allowed him to start his SkyDoesMinecraft career. I would be lying if I said I haven't felt at least a little bit of guilt and feeling like had I never helped Adam, this may have never happened. But we can't connect the dots looking forward, we can only connect them looking backward. Okay, this is a fundraiser. In the weeks leading up to his channel blowing up, he would often ask me to record with him, as it was something we enjoyed. By this point, I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 subscribers. As time went on, he would ask to record with me a lot, because he enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. I was a hard ass on him about his repeated requests in early July of 2012, because he began to ask me to record a little too much. At the end of the day, part of my motivation for being a hard ass was to motivate him. I wanted him to have a few weeks worth of content on his channel before recording with him again, because I wanted to feel like he really wanted it. By the time the middle of July had rolled around, he did just that, and we recorded Minecraft Tennis, linked below. Prior to Minecraft, Adam did not live an easy life. I want to make that clear because I know that was part of what drove him to escape that lifestyle and become successful. His passion was always video making, and I know he saw the opportunity I saw in 2011 when I began making videos full time. I firmly believe Adam would have blown up without my assistance at this point, but Adam definitely blew up a lot following the release of this video, and I mean a lot. He went from tens of thousands of views per day to the high hundreds of thousands. I have archived Skype conversations from 2012 that I looked at yesterday that showed just how excited Sky was. Sky saw nearly overnight success. As some of you may know, earned income on YouTube isn't paid out until 30 to 60 days following the end of that month. So while Sky did see overnight success, he did not get any money for it for a few months. I firmly believe that July through August of 2012 were the absolute happiest that I ever saw Adam. Within my PAX 2012 Day 1 video, linked below, you can see an entirely different looking Adam, who looks so full of life and so ready to take on the world. He had found success, but money had not yet corrupted him. Okay, this goes on for a while, but I'm already invested. My memory of PAX 2012 is hazy, but I do remember the first time our friendship became strained was when he organized and did not invite me to Survival Games 5. Considering that I won the first 3, and considering how good of friends we were prior to this time, something seemed up. Now I want to make clear that this is water under the bridge. I forgave this a long time ago. The reason I bring this up is this was when I began to always be armed, which is why I feel I was spared. I can't specifically verify exactly why he chose to begin ignoring me around this time. I've heard theories about it being about me not being willing to record with someone due to them not being popular enough, which isn't true, as I wouldn't ever say that. I care about how well a commentator vibes with the group, not how popular they are. However, this is where my close friendship with Adam fell apart. In the years following, we did begin talking from time to time, and even recorded some videos together, but things were never the same. Almost any time Adam would ask to record with people, he would do so while entirely disrespecting their available time. He would want to shoot the shit with people for hours and hours prior to even recording, which I was always critical about. Whether or not he played a role in me remaining beyond an arm's distance from him, I don't know. If he had wanted to get into a call, record right away, and then shoot the shit hours, I would have been all for it, because at least I would have been able to leave when I wanted to. In the years following, I heard I was in discussions to be invited into Team Crafted, but later heard Adam struck down that idea. Again, it seems I was spared. My friendship with Adam improved as the years went on, and I even made an effort to see him a few times when I was in Seattle throughout the 2015, 2016, and 2017 era just to catch up. But the last time I ever can recall seeing him in person was when we were working at Sky Media and we had lunch together. Fast forward to sometime into/after 2018, I began to see just how far Adam had fallen. I need to be extremely careful not to disclose specifics, but Adam called me as a friend to discuss delusional ideas that he was absolutely enthralled with. I will say, however, that when I stood firm with him after 2 to 3 calls of this and told him I was not interested in his beliefs, that he was respectful of that wish and slowed that kind of talk with me. At some point in 2019 or 2020, I'd gotten a few calls from Adam wherein he was clearly not in a good state of mind. His home was an absolute wreck, and he was frequently in some kind of psychotic state. I can confidently say that I was scared during these calls. I was scared that I would be the trigger for him to do something bad, even though all I wanted to do was support him and calm him down. Adam has been my friend since 2009. Even if I felt the odds were absolutely stacked against him, I always wanted him to have an epic comeback, find peace, and live happy. But again, because I was kept just outside of arm's reach, I had no idea about the things that were going on that Liz described with her message. All that I can confidently say is that me and Liz did speak the one time she mentioned we spoke, and it was very brief. The last time myself and Adam spoke was within the past few months, when he borrowed a bit of grocery money from me, which he did 2 to 3 times within the past year. Nothing overly major, as I would have said no to anything I wasn't comfortable with. The last time he borrowed from me, though, I told him it was the last time I could help him financially unless he was able to pay it back and have an amazing comeback, whether it be with videos, music, or whatever his life passions were. I just wanted the best for my friend, and I still want the best for my friend. Adam did some truly unforgivable things that other people have shared their stories about, and he's especially done unforgivable things within the past few years, which I believe were directly influenced by him losing the remainder of his earned wealth. That's crazy. He earned so much wealth to blow through that. I still hope at the end of the day, Adam takes this event as a lesson to truly better himself. I know that at this point in his life, his sober mind works against him every single day. As someone who has been battling through trying to balance ADHD medication issues, I can at least respect when your mind just starts to say no day in and day out. But again, what Adam did does not deserve forgiveness yet. I will only consider some kind of forgiveness if he does what I think nobody expects from him at this point and actually strives to fix his life, and then does so and proves to earn the harshest of skeptics, and proves to even the harshest of skeptics that he's giving it his all. Adam, in 2012, I just wanted you to want it. And the same rings true in 2022. Work for forgiveness, work to right your wrong. Show the world you can change. I won't ever forgive you if you don't. In just the past few months prior to all this coming out, it did really seem like Adam was trying to improve himself, but he had shown me no real signs of actual progress. I was hopeful, but skeptically so. I have no idea if he was still being a menace to others throughout these past few months or not, so I can't speak on whether or not he was actually improving in any way. Over the past few months, I've been on the record as saying that I prefer the modern generation of top creators, because despite a few hiccups here and there, they've been far and away a much more positive influence on this generation of viewers than some of the game's former top creators. Now you know part of the reason as to why I'm saying that. To the modern generation of creators just looking to do their best, I applaud you. Keep doing what you do. Liz, I'll say this again, I truly hope you find the solace you deserve. To anybody else hurt by Adam, I hope you're able to find your own peace. I'm happy that you have gotten so much support through this time, and I wish you all the best along with everyone else out there. Taylor and Venom. Let's see, how long is this statement? Because it feels weird that I read the Hank Venom response, but not the actual original statement. Right, this is long. Dear God. Should I read this? It's just long. It only feels fair. Let's read it. I don't know what the fuck else to do. Bummer mode, but I feel like if we're going to cover this, let's cover this. Dear Adam Dahlberg, I am going to do my best to be the voice you have taken from so many. You hurt, you abuse, you manipulate, and you lie. You are a sick man. I spent months and months loving you with my whole entire being. I spent thousands of dollars just to come live with you. You made promises you didn't want to keep, but promises you made to manipulate my life so you could be in control. You use your fame, your name, and your platform to hide the disgusting and disgraceful things that you so claim not to do. You not only verbally abused and degraded me, the mother of your second child, you traumatized me and put me through things no one should ever have to experience. You hurt me for so long, and I am tired of feeling afraid of you and what's speaking up may bring. I had to tell people you weren't abusive because whenever I said you were, you would harass me and say horrible, horrible things. I guess that's one thing. This may be dumb. This is really dumb. That's one thing that I guess I forgot about some abusive relationships. This is really dumb. And I recognize that. The idea of an abusive relationship in a lot of ways is like the victim is like convinced that like the person can do better. Like they can become better, and that's why they stick around. But it's like, sure, that happens, but also just like being scared of the person and scared of reproduction or repercussions is a big reason. I do not wish for anybody to have mental health struggles, nor do I wish for somebody, even you, to have such severe struggles. I wanted nothing but to love you and help you heal. You informed me you were only bipolar and possibly on the spectrum, which was never a problem to me. That was not the case. What you hid from me is the dangerous human you are capable of being, the person you are overall. 95% of our relationship, you hid me. You refused to want people to know my name or know about me at all. You avoided at all costs, saying it was to protect the relationship. You refused to even let me talk about the baby publicly as if it was irrelevant and you didn't care. Yeah, that part is definitely not so much. I understand the protect the relationship if it's like a public thing, but like, I don't know. Once it gets to the point of censoring the other person, that's not great. Also, once you have the baby, I feel like Kat's kind of out of the bag. I wasn't ready for a baby. I spoke of always wanting one, but I continuously told you I wasn't ready, nor was I financially in a place to have a child. You squeezed my body and were near begging for me to let you get me pregnant. Saying stuff like, please, please, I want another kid. I have the money. I want another kid because Elisa keeps me from being the father I dream of, and much more. If supposedly the custody ploy with KSI worked out, then you could be the father you wanted to be, right? That's the thing. Saying, oh, I'm not the father I want to be. Who's stopping you from doing that? You, buddy. Also, obviously being coercive with impregnation, but obviously. When I started to get uncomfortable and tried to stop the intimate moments, you pressured me into letting it happen. Yep. You didn't stop until I felt forced to say fine while clearly uncomfortable. So that's not consent, right? Or I guess technically, but like not spiritually. Or actually, is coercive consent legally? Sexual coercion is illegal, right? Threats, pressure, or influence to obtain sexual contacts without clear voluntary consent. So at best, it's borderline here. Or at best, it's borderline for being coercion. I cried myself to sleep. When I told you I was actually pregnant, you had the oh cool face and a slight smirk as if you got what you wanted all along. At the time, I was just oblivious. I thought I was just overthinking everything. I continued to pretend everything was fine. Throughout our relationship, you were always on your phone. Sorry, I just thought of the I think you should leave sketch. Bad time. bad time. Always on the phone. Always hiding messages, having separate texting apps, and deleting conversations. You tried to pressure me into letting you be poly with your friend and degraded me when I told you it's not my thing and I'm not comfortable with that. You just like cheating. You like feeling better than everyone else and you want people to do whatever you say. You not only cheated on me, you did several times before I even moved in with you. I found all the conversations, all the emails, everything that showed I was just a trophy to you, just an object on the shelf. Yeah, it's just objectification. But like to such a dehumanized, like fully. The fact that fucking with you while you're vulnerable just to get a kick out of it, it's just full, it's just thorough objectification. Even the baby as a byproduct, like just wanting the baby as a thing to feel better about yourself. Because you want to be the father. I want another kid. I have the money. I want another kid because I can't be the father that I wanted to be. It's about you. You made me propose to you. I kept telling you it was too soon. I kept saying I wasn't ready. You would reply, you're literally pregnant, as if you didn't care how I told you I wasn't ready for that either. Good point. You continually pushed it. I kept saying I'm not ready. You even tried convincing me to let you buy my unborn baby. You said word for word, if you don't want her, I'll just give you like $100,000 or something. You act like your kids are just objects. There you are. You haven't had that kind of money in years. Really? It's crazy that he had that much money and he blew it all. I guess he got huge into LSD. Still, that's crazy. And he also kept buying like new properties and shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was gambling and whatever. And also she said like paying off people to stay quiet. But he had so much money. Pre-Adpocalypse YouTube money, having 12 million subscribers. That's crazy. You kept pushing and even made me order rings and made me sit down and engage myself to you. Why not just fucking gross? Why not just engage? Why just propose to her? What, because then she would say no, and so you need her to be the one so you can say yes? Yuck. I was heartbroken and my dreams of marriage were beyond crushed. You made the announcement on Twitter that you said yes. You didn't mention how it was forced. Why didn't I leave? Why didn't I run as fast as I could? Because I was scared. You treated me and everybody as peasants and would use your popularity against us. It's crazy. Like thinking like to what Deadlock said of how like everyone was scared of him. Like how do you get in such a good position then that you can like all of his power came from leveraging his power. So how do you get that in the first place? Just abusing people's goodwill, I guess. You stole money from companies just to buy drugs and never do the work. I had to pull thousands of dollars I needed for food and bills out of my ass just to pay back those individuals and pay bills with what was left. They were so kind about it. I was so scared. I wanted so badly to slip them a note saying I'm afraid. I felt so numb. I wanted to die. I was ready to take myself to the hospital just so I could sleep in a clean bed and have safe people around me. I was giving the baby every ounce of energy I could when I barely had any. Sleep deprivation is so dangerous and you didn't care even at your stable moments. I would beg and cry just to be left alone. I was so tired. I just wanted you better, but I was falling apart. I knew for a while I wanted to leave. I just never knew how. I would try to talk to you about your actions calmly, and I would give ultimatums, and you'd treat me horribly. I kept in touch with some friends close by, and also friends in other states, so some people were in the loop, and I had people to talk to. It's like one of those statements that, like, I feel like is overly cliche, and people kind of don't like it, but, like, she is so fucking strong for being able to do this. Because also, like, having a baby, the baby is so fucking sensitive, right? Like, it's so sensitive. It's so easy to fuck up and have a miscarriage. And the fact that like physically her body was able to pull through, physically, emotionally, she was able to pull through, such bravery. I don't know. It's hard to put into words. I constantly feel dumb and tell myself I deserve it all for not walking away sooner. I blame myself when I shouldn't. You constantly bitch at me for doing things you asked me to do. You love eggs with cheese and you love pasta. So one night I was excited. I made you eggs with some delicious pasta. I handed it to you and you threw it on the table saying, "Why the fuck would you make me that?" I replied, "You love that food." And you said, it doesn't fucking go together, so thanks. Now I just won't eat. What? So proceeded to throw a tiny tantrum. I went and sat in the shower and cried for what felt like hours. You would always say, "I pay for everything," when I never would ask you to. I kept offering to help. You wanted to own me and kept making fake promises. You just wanted to be in control of my life. You would have me get ready for date nights, bitch about being too tired, then you didn't invite your friends over. I was constantly asking you to spend time with me. I would be so stoked to go baby shopping and you wanted nothing to do with it. You were so careless, yet stayed preaching to your fans about how great of a father you are and how excited you were. You even made me do all the birthday and Christmas shopping for your son just for you to take all the credit for it. That's crazy. You bitched at me for not being, oh yeah, there's this. This is crazy. Trying to move a washing machine while fucking pregnant. It's so much like just being put through hell. You bitched at me for not being able to move a washing machine that carried 200 to 300 pounds. I was pregnant. I thought I broke our new washing machine. I asked you for help and you threw a tantrum. Started calling me stupid, saying I can't do anything right. It was never broken. It just needed reset. I felt numb and sat on the floor. I wanted to end my life because, yeah, don't fucking say I wanted to harm myself, YouTuber. I want to end my life because all you made me feel was, you're not good enough, you can't do anything right. I was never allowed to stand up for myself. If I had an anxiety attack, you would call me a baby and degrade me. Yet when you would get emotional, you expect everyone to bow down at your feet and feed you and love you and support all on a gold platter. Even when mentally stable, you knew how to help yourself. You knew abusing drugs could make you go into permanent psychosis. You abused drugs. You pressured our friends into doing drugs and would degrade them if they didn't want to. So many people spent so much money and time helping you when you needed help, yet you treated everyone so poorly when you didn't get what you want. I would ask you not to smoke near me or in the house to keep the baby safe, and you'd bitch at me saying it's your house. I should have left. You made me take care of your child, Elisa, your mom, and I did everything. I admire the amount of things that Elisa did. She works her ass off to give her baby a beautiful life, and she does a fantastic job at doing so. You made the internet hate her, yet you hid that you were the main problem. You used your platform to try to ruin Elisa's life, yet you chose to leave things out you caused. You would make me or your mother bring your child back and forth from visits. You'd sit in one room and make us feed/play with your child. I spent more time with the sweet boy in 3 months than you did in a year. That's disgusting. You only post father pics when convenient for you just to make people think you're involved. You spread disgusting lies behind her back. You'd sit on your phone and go smoke and bitch at everyone else to take care of your son. You have also assaulted and sexually harassed several women, even paid them off with hundreds of thousands of dollars just to protect your perfect little image. You paid a girl to keep quiet years ago because you almost got her pregnant and you didn't care. You sent nudes to young girls. You. But so is everything else. But also being a pedophile is you. You never asked for ages because you never cared. If they walked, you talked. That's not the first time you have done things. You'd be surprised what I've seen and found. You are extremely unfaithful. As soon as I left, you fucked my best friend, who I consider to be like a sister. Over the years, you failed to acknowledge how you pay young girls money for their time and attention. Cheating is gross. Elisa loved you, and you would cheat, manipulate, and lie when she defends herself. You would constantly spread rumors of Post Malone saying awful things about his character, which is odd because last I checked he was checking in on you and extremely kind, was trying to help you out even. From abusing drugs, you would act possessed and do a bunch of spiritual talk. I thought you were deep into spirituality, but that was the drugs, because your psychiatrist a few years ago told you that even weed is dangerous and can put you into psychosis. Elisa tried so much to help you. All your girlfriends did. You didn't care. You tried cheating on me with a fucking AI, artificial intelligence, Twitter account. You would tell me how she is the only one that understands you. You would wake people up in the middle of the night to talk about this AI. Dude, he must be off his fucking crocker nowadays with AI. Come February, you started acting weird. And he wasn't already. You stopped sleeping normally, stopped eating normally, got more and more mean, got more angry and verbally abusive at random times over the smallest things. Started getting scary, and movies don't describe well enough how it can get. You started breaking shit, throwing things, pulling stuff off the walls and screaming at ants. Dude, he must have had fucking, like, what is psychosis? Loss of contact with reality. This is more than psychosis, really. At least by the letter of the law. This seems like some form of schizophrenia or something. I don't, screaming at ants? Unless you hear the ants screaming in your slime. You started calling Albert Elon Musk and forcing him to drink Gatorade and eat candy. Oh. Dude, it's the fucking community meme of the, like, you excuse this, but you don't excuse racism or whatever, or you draw the line at racism. It's like, that's kind of low-key me with the animal abuse, and I get that that's fucked up. You'd lock Albert in the kennel and scream at him. It was freezing cold outside, and you'd let him outside. He got lost and nearly froze to death. He was shivering. You did that several times. You'd jump in and out of windows. You'd scattered food over the counter and floors. That's when some people reached back out to me and told me the truth. Thankfully, Elisa reached out to me too, and I broke down. She was so kind and helped me tremendously. She explained everything I needed to know. Apparently, you act like I was well informed of your whole life, except you constantly lied. People who've experienced this side of you and tried to get you help. Even when sober and mentally stable, you treated people like shit. You started forcing me into sleep deprivation. Dude, it's so crazy to do this to a pregnant woman. Again, pregnant woman is like the most time that someone is like sensitive, and to just like treat it like so much shit is crazy. Crazy. You start clogging the drains knowing how deep into the pregnancy I was and how bad I need access to the restroom. It's just like seeing her as property. It's seeing her as an object and just trying to fuck with her. It's so gross. It's treating her like a slave, really. Like a tortured slave. You constantly tell me how I'm going to be a bad mother because I couldn't do something fast enough or to your standards. You would scream at me to leave, and when I tried, you would grab me speaking nonsense. I tried so desperately to bring you back to baseline. I tried so hard. I feel like a failure, but I fucking tried. Oh. That's such a hard line. You ran me into a door twice because I wouldn't run. I had nowhere to go, and I still tried so hard to love you and make you be okay. You refused to acknowledge any of this. Whenever proof was shown, you were so ugly to me. You'd have stable moments and still would not care what you were doing. You would harass people on Discord, spam people in the middle of the night. You'd speak in tongues and blast music. You'd leave doors open while it's a blizzard. You dragged my dog by his throat and threw him into the kennel, then surrounded him by mirrors. All because he was nervous. That's so crazy. He just never liked you deep down. You tried getting in my face when manic, so my dog would intervene and bite you to protect me and baby, in my belly still. You drag him again. You wouldn't let me sleep. Our friends tried so desperately to bring you back to baseline. I did everything I could. I sang you to sleep, and I hate the sound of my voice. I made meals just for you to throw them on the floor. You'd be saying vulgar things to me, and I'd still hug you and say how much I love you and want you to be better. Dude, it's so heartbreaking. You kept talking about Ant Venom, saying how much you hated him. Yet when you were screaming nonsense to him on a Discord call, I had to snag the phone. He was so humble and so kind. Such a lovely individual. Sucks I had to meet him that way. I did my best to keep what was really happening low-key. Kept spamming Elisa to see your son, and I made sure she was in the loop because he would not be safe in that home. You have a history you hide of putting your son at risk when you get upset. Interesting how she doesn't go into more detail about that, but I kind of understand because you don't want to rope Elisa in. You ended up randomly punching the big amethyst you have from being frustrated and cutting a gash into your knuckle. You came up to me and I continuously tried to clean it and bandage it while our friends tried to keep you calm. You came up to me with the bandages off and started putting blood on my face and on my arms. This is the shit the villain in Django does. Like Candy, whatever his name is, Copernicus Candy. Like, it's so absurdly villainous. It's crazy. You started painting on the walls with your blood. You put blood marks on our lizard tanks and our bathroom walls, as well as all of the mirrors. You elbowed my belly several times. I was just trying to love you. I continuously spoke calm and did everything I could. I kept trying to get you to the hospital. You wouldn't even walk in the front doors without starting to threaten me and act violent unless I took you home. We all ended up convincing you to go in to get your hand checked out. My pregnant self had to push you through the hospital in a wheelchair while you screamed degrading comments at me. I walked you to the counter, said you needed your hand checked. They asked if you needed a social worker. I said no, and I started shaking and tears started falling. The lady kept calm and nodded quietly to me, and we were brought into an inpatient hospital room. You became violent with me. You called me disgusting names, saying racist comments as well as the N-word and trying to fight the staff. I still tried to love you and speak calmly. I came up to you and you started screaming and kicked your feet into my belly and started shoving me away, screaming awful things. I thought I was going to miscarry, it hurt so bad. I stood up and the social worker hugged me while I bawled my eyes out. Security took over again. I think there's some police reports from this, as well as I think they did a follow-up visit. That was the end of things. They made sure I was okay and had me leave. I called to check on you every hour even though I was falling apart. The nurses called me to make sure I was okay, and I'll never forget them. You were then hospitalized for a week. Elisa never gave up on helping me, even if it was checking in. She was not the bad guy you so claimed her to be. Throughout that week, I sent you encouraging letters and notes. You spam called me from the hospital, and when stable, you were so ugly to me. You said awful things and gaslighted me until I told them just to bring you home during the court hearing. You were beyond homophobic at times, yet preach equality. The things you would say broke my heart. I am bisexual and not fully out yet. You treated me disgustingly all the time. You'd even be homophobic around Elisa and some friends. It's crazy to do all this and be racist and homophobic. That's where you draw the judgmental line. Also, I think they came out as pan or something later on, but of course, so you got home and from being released again, and it got worse and worse. You became more violent. You were medicated, then stopped taking them when you felt stable because you always enjoyed feeling powerful. You have said so yourself. I had to call the police in fear to where they sent squad cars and EMTs. Everything. The second you saw the flashing lights, you acted completely fine and tried telling them I was crazy. There's definitely police reports from this, I remember. They didn't take you away. You continued to force me not to sleep. I'd make food for myself and you'd take it from me and throw it away. I'd tell you I felt sick and was worried about the baby and you'd laugh it off. It kept spiraling. We were in our green room on the big pink Kirby beanbag. I was trying so hard to shut my eyes for even a moment of sleep. You made me sit up and you squeezed me and started screaming at me to break my Totoro bong piece, which was a gift to me. You screamed into my ear as I was begging for you to stop and let go. I was trembling and you started bitching at me when I couldn't do it. You were speaking nonsense. You continued to break shit. You destroyed our home. I couldn't keep up anymore. You were threatening to kill people, our roommate, our friends. You for some reason kept bringing up Ant Venom and how badly you wanted to kill him. You were fully in psychosis at this point. You were willing to genuinely murder people. I had dozens of voice recordings of these threats, but you screamed at me and threatened me to delete them when you found out. The police were informed of these recordings. You did this to Elisa as well. I begged your mom to call the police because I was afraid you would hurt me after the threats you made and you walking around with knives, screaming and waving them around. You kept getting in my face. A police officer called me and I froze. He said to act like somebody I knew was on the line and to start walking towards the door. He instructed me to stay on the line until the officers on the scene had eyes on me outside. Okay, there's definitely police report. Yeah, read police report for details. I walked out and the officer ended the call once they confirmed I was safe. You came out after me, then saw the officers and tried to pretend like everything is fine as if you're just cleaning. There was food, trash, and household items absolutely everywhere. You got in my face with a knife before they arrived, screaming how you wanted to kill our roommate, then went and slashed his mattress. They saw my pregnant belly and they immediately were not having it. You kicked over a box of diapers and one officer had me move behind him. I started backing up. You were hospitalized again for a few weeks. More spam calls to me, more harassment and threats to get what you want, and so I'd get you out of the hospital. I was falling apart. I wanted to die so badly. A trigger warning. You had me on the phone while you were in the hospital and you were bringing up the recordings. I was bawling saying you make me want to die. I had a knife to my left forearm and marked it before I took a deep breath and told myself I can do this. Jesus fucking Christ. I told myself I am going to be a mom. I told myself I will be a fantastic mother and I will live for her. It was the first time in almost 6 years I've harmed myself. You near broke me. You didn't care that I tried to end my life. You laughed it off. You even blamed me for the love of my life's suicide that took place in 2016. Jesus fucking Christ. You know how sensitive I am about that boy. I loved and still love him. I begged for him to come save me. When I had a moment of sleep, he was the first face to greet me, and I took that as, I got you, it's going to be okay. I ran to him in the dream. You manipulated me into having them release you again. It continued to get worse. You were too far gone. I couldn't keep you on meds. The woman who was supposed to be my best friend, the girl I love so dearly, like a sister, used me to get to you. You let it happen. I warned you from the beginning. I felt like she was trying to get you and you brushed it off. You flirted with her in front of me. You threatened to end your life many times if I didn't listen to you or do what you want. Even when stable, you make these threats. That girl was a witness to the awful pain you inflicted on me. Yet she's now dating you, so I can't have her speak for me to prove this. I tried so hard to love everyone. I did so much. I fought so hard. Even Elisa reassured me I was doing my best. Lots of people did. I called our friends who are family to me. I called my best friend in another state. I called Elisa. I called your mom. I kept trying to sleep. I tried locking myself in the room, but you just bang on the doors to get to me. You ended up screaming at me to leave, but I was so drowsy and tired I couldn't take it anymore. You ran up to the bed and grabbed my arm. I was laying on my pregnancy pillow to help support my big belly. You took my arm and yanked me hard up out of bed. So hard I felt a tearing feeling in the side of my stomach. You then dropped me to the floor after I was screaming in pain and crying. You then ran out of the room. I cried to my friend. I was so scared. I kept telling myself, she's here, she cares about me, I'm gonna be okay. This is a fucking vibe killer, but we're gonna do this properly. Let's do this properly. You kept keeping me awake and from eating. You purposely blew all of our money and we were broke. Nearly $7,000 in the negative, in debt. What the fuck? That's crazy. To go from so much wealth to that. You spent all I had left on candy, drugs, and things I couldn't eat. I ended up screaming, I want my mom. I'm a full-grown adult. I then screamed, help me please, when you throw things at me and hurt my dogs. I took care of Albert. I raised him. You just took credit. I stopped doing what you said. I was falling more and more apart. I was about to faint from crying so much while you stood at the door calling me vulgar and awful things. You told me to call my dad around 1:30 a.m., so I did. He immediately answered and I was hysterical and struggling to breathe. I could hear him jumping out of his bed in his Colorado home. I'm on my way, he said. By 2 a.m., he was on the road to get my whole family to come save me. He didn't stop driving. You were texting everyone to get a jump on trying to make me look bad. I tried saying goodbye to you after my family made it and we all loaded up my stuff. You looked at me and walked away. My family left, and in the car, I started screaming, Albert, my pig, I didn't grab Albert. I was heartbroken. Then I started begging for you. Why? I don't know. I was giving myself false hope, trying to pretend nothing happened. I was too afraid to turn around because I was in severe shock. I had your mom go pick up Albert, and Elisa made sure he was safe. So much harassment after I left. Me trying to send you loving texts, trying to still be kind. Why? False hope. I was tired. You would call me over and over again, still wouldn't let me sleep. I gave birth far away from you 2 months later, and I'm so thankful I did. The labor and delivery unit was going to send the whole hospital into lockdown if you were to show up. God damn. Your whole family agreed with my decisions. They told me so many, many times. I had my beautiful girl. She's so perfect. Perfect. I showed you. I keep trying to act like everything is fine. I wanted us to work so bad. I kept telling you how to make it where you could be around her. I didn't feel safe whatsoever with you around unmedicated. You scared me. The harassment never stopped. I continued to try and pretend. I tell myself, he'll be okay. You were so mean to me, threatened to take my child. She would be dead if I was still there. Come June, I just couldn't take the harassment anymore. You made me lie to your fans when I became public throughout the whole mess. You faked suicide several times. You were never going to. I kept calling and yelling that you need to tell your fans that you are fine and to stop lying about being dead. You'd laugh and say word for word, but it's funny, and you'd say, ha, memes. I felt like I failed all your fans by not saving you. You kept telling me, no one is going to believe you. They like me and not you. People didn't believe Elisa, they aren't going to believe you. And I'm SkyDoesMinecraft. Of course people will believe anything I say. I just like to meme. I felt like I failed everyone. After I finally blocked all your numbers and your socials, I felt free, but I felt so lost. Did I not do enough? I'd ask myself constantly. I was too scared to tell the police the truth. I was scared to talk in front of you. I wish I would have spoken up. I was afraid to speak up online because last time I did, I got a few death threats and awfully mean DMs on Twitter. I kept telling myself to be quiet. Why? Because aside from all that mean DMs, I got a lot saying how much they loved you, how much you inspire them. And the mom in me was too afraid to ever ruin that for them. I didn't want to fail everyone by speaking up. I beat myself up with, no one cares, no one is going to listen. I felt like no one would stand with me. And that's okay. I understand that some want to protect you. I don't hate your fans. I never will. I know I'll get hate again, saying he's sick, just leave him alone. That's the thing, you know. You know what you are doing and you always have. You never care unless it fires back in your face. I want him to get better. I want you to heal, but I don't want you hurting anyone else. I don't want followers, I just want for everyone to listen. I want all this to stop. I don't want to fail anyone. I just want to be that voice that was taken away from so many, to be that voice you silenced. They deserve to know who you really are before you trap somebody else and make them ask, am I not good enough? First statement ends. Anyway, back to the YouTube video. I don't know, I think it's no good to hide the allegations. Let's just keep it a buck here about how horrible these people are.
Video silence. 3 months later, in April, Adam put their channel up for sale on FameSwap, a social media marketplace.
I don't know. It's just so fucked up. It's so unbelievably fucked up. I don't know. So unbelievably fucked up. So unbelievably. Just like genuinely one of just the worst things ever. So horrific. There's no way to put it.
For a whopping $900,000. However, no one ever purchased the channel and the listing was closed at some point. But Adam remained silent until a year and a half after the allegations surfaced. Apart from a short DM to Keemstar right after Elizabeth released her document, Adam...
Can I get a statement from you? Are these claims true? It's a mix. I was very, very sick mentally at the time, in and out of hospitals and on several new medications that were affecting me. Okay, so you're not denying it, really.
Didn't say anything till July 24th, 2023, when he tweeted, after 2.5-ish years focusing on my mental health, taking in what everyone said and thinks, and trying to process, I just want to...
I want to say I'm sorry anyone ever felt so negatively of me. Oh, and then he tried to play off the fucking toxic gossip train. Oh, God.
I say I'm sorry anyone ever felt so negatively of me. I make mistakes, but
Such
only
a
ever tried to be a
non-apology.
good person. After speaking with professionals leagues beyond me, I think it's in everyone's best interest to let them handle everything in the personal realms of life. That's what they've dedicated their lives to, after all.
Wait, what? What does that mean? I think it's in everyone's best interest to let them handle everything in the personal realms of life. I have no amends making plans or happy ending ideas in my head with anyone and think it's best if everyone moves on with their own lives, as has been stated. Okay, so he's kind of saying he's going to go to professionals, but he's saying, like, he's also skirting accountability by saying, I'll let them fucking figure it out.
I only know my life. I have no amends making plans or happy ending ideas in my head with anyone and think it's best everyone moves on with their own lives. As has been stated, I was always just an emotional guy trying
Such
to
a
help
cop
others.
out. I was always just an emotional guy. That's one way of putting it. That's one way of putting psychosis.
Just make others laugh, and along the way lost focus.
Yeah, no way.
Just as you only know your life and one perspective in that life, I only know mine. I'm not the horrible monster I've been made out to be. It hurts, and it's a lot of what is taking time to process. I've laughed,
So gross.
cried, put emotions and resources and more to a lot of the very people describing me as a horrible person, over mistakes resolved already and already in the process of healing.
Yeah? Are they resolved? Are they healing? Because it seems like they're only healing now that people are coming out about it. Only feels like it's getting resolved now that you're getting the flack for it. Because you went for so long by avoiding it.
It's just been very confusing, and I'm not asking for sympathy, just understanding while I continue to work through it all. I'm not really interested in being Sky anymore or a YouTuber, rather just a human being, focusing on improvement, creating things behind the scenes, once in a while telling you what I'm working on, and maybe some music once in a while, as it's therapy to me and my wife. I have been doing okay
Fucking
for those
third
who are
wife.
interested. I'm married to my wife Wendy, making an album, shooting music videos with her, grown past internet drama.
It's so gross. Just saying it's internet drama. It's so gross. So gross. So gross.
And things that lower my connections to God and higher frequencies.
Oh, right. And back to the spirituality, because of course that's what matters the most.
As we get closer to awakening as a species, the end times, the solar flash, etc., whatever you want to call it. I don't focus too much on the internet anymore due to spiritual beliefs, but I do know you're all out there who have supported me and just wanted me to get better. I just wanted to say to those of you who have wanted me to just get back to a space I was at before, I appreciate you and saw the redemption stories you all wanted for me so much. I'm off drugs.
Cap. Cap. Talking about the fucking solar flash coming. No shot.
I'm eating healthy and really alchemic.
I'm eating healthy, yeah. Really alchemically focusing on my mind and body. So what? That's just a way of saying you're not taking any meds. But you're not taking LSD either.
Focused on my mind and body. Thank you to those of you who just wanted a better me. I saw it. I just personally hit a point of pressure. I never wanted to be some unmemeable, perfect, non-human idea of everyone's old hero. Those were like confusing and left me in a weird spot of never knowing how to come out and say.
Also how he sneaks in these like little fucking jokes in the middle of his apology, in the middle of his statement, just takes so much away from the seriousness of it.
Hey guys, I'm just a guy who makes funny videos, employed friends which caused emotions to be included, has a booming ass voice and viper tongue, and makes just as many mistakes as you during the process of learning in life. I've been living in acceptance of my bipolar schizophrenia over the last 2 years, and my wife Wendy has helped a lot. But it took
so gross to throw, because that's also like implicitly throwing shade at Liz and Elisa, saying like, oh yeah, Wendy's helped a lot. Wendy's helped a lot.
Long time for me to understand what was happening to me as it developed over the past 5 years. Thankfully, I'm finally in a place where I feel comfortable enough to let everyone in again and hopefully look to the future. I'm excited to show you the things I've been working on behind the scenes. I'm not really interested in talking about anything negative anymore. And to those of you who were there for me during my lowest, thank you. 2 months after this tweet, Adam returned to YouTube in September with 2 update videos after a years-long hiatus. In the first one, they didn't say anything of value aside from providing a link to a Telegram that viewers could join to receive updates about Adam's projects, whereabouts, and thoughts. It's worth noting their demeanor in this video felt deeply unsettling and disorganized. It was honestly a bit creepy to watch. But thankfully, the second video was slightly more coherent, as Adam actually shared some important information. They announced they were the chief operating officer of Storyfire, a failed YouTube competitor. Adam also briefly mentioned an upcoming...
That's really funny. Storyfire. Damn, it's gone. That's crazy. It's gone. Holy.
documentary that would delve into the last few years of their life so the audience could learn about their side of the story. However, this documentary has yet to release. They ended the video with this message. Thank you to all my friends, old and new, for pulling me back. Thank you to everyone who prayed for me to get better and heal. Thank you to those who said kind words and had patience rather than hopping on a side in a matter they weren't involved in. Sorry I can't say more yet. Patience is appreciated. Thank you for your understanding. Until then, I'll be letting the pros do their thing.
What does that mean? What does that mean? When it comes to reforming your mental state, you are the pro. Like, your own accountability, you are the pro. That is on you to do. Like, a professional in the field can help you out with it, but you're not. He's like giving away, not quite accountability, his ability to do anything. He's saying, let the other people do it. No, you are the one doing it.
While I continue to focus on my new job and mental recovery. Again, Adam's behavior here remains unhinged, but to a lesser degree. I sincerely hope their words are true and they are fully devoted to improving their mental health. After these videos, Adam uploaded a few Minecraft videos, a GTA 6 trailer reaction, some vlogs, and most recently, food content.
Where is he uploading this? Or I guess he has sources down here. Video unavailable. Video unavailable. Can't find it. Alright.
They released their last video less than a day ago, and it only has a few thousand views.
Little Debbie ice cream taste test. I can't find these. What channel is it on? Oh, gross. He has a kid. Photo with a kid. I mean, look, for his sake, I hope he's fucking balanced. But I doubt he ever will be. Truly doubt he ever will be. Oh, damn, he's live right now?
What you eating, Reggie?
Exotic.
I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like he's deleted all of the ones from here. So I don't know, but...
It's such a depressing fall from grace, but ultimately, Adam made their bed, and now they have to lie in it. Although, even after everything they've done, I'm sure many of us would like to see them better themselves and have a legendary comeback. However, that'll never undo all the hurt and damage they caused, and I hope those affected by Adam's misdeeds have healed and found the peace they so desperately deserve. But these were the tales of Team Crafted's members. They were an iconic group that defined many of our childhoods, and we should forever be grateful for all the content these legends provided us with. I hope they're all doing well in their current endeavors, and that they understand how important they were in shaping our childhoods with the countless hours of entertainment they gave us. Thank you for everything, Team Crafted.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Ops and Robbers, Taken for Granted. Still his most famous song is from diss tracks. Ops and Robbers. He also made a new EP with some AI ass looking art. This gotta be AI shit. Gotta be AI shit. 99 Luffy. I don't know, man. It's such a fucking huge fall from grace that it's like, I truly don't think he will ever... I don't think he has the capacity in him to reform for the better. He seems like someone who just doesn't have the emotional capacity to take accountability. And, you know, it's like, of course, if he had the capacity to reform for the better, you want him to reform for the better. I just don't think he has the capacity to reform for the better. Not at all. And I think also to do it to such a degree that, like, for him to properly, like, take accountability and reform is, would be leaps and bounds more than I think he would ever do. Yeah. All right. Well, that kind of took over the stream. Damn, I fucking take a while to react to shit. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That's what, a 40-minute video that I spent 3 hours on? That is crazy, dude. I spent 2.5 hours watching it. That's crazy.